Transformers reviews, tech and the news, whatever else I use as a muse. Hit subscribe, I appreciate the views. Influences interest on YouTube.
What's going on, people? This is Influence. Today I got Arcee from Studio Series 85, which is the Bumblebee movie. And this was like kind of their own designs. I really like this figure. I think this is my favorite one that I've gotten. I think it's a great figure. It's a great likeness of Arcee. You know, they did their own design, like I said, but it still was close to the G1 style. So it's cool. It's cool that it's kind of a new thing, but at the same time, it's close to what you're used to as far as the figure, the looking, the robot. She does turn into like a futuristic motorcycle type thing, which is cool too. I do like that vehicle. And I like the transformation. So it's not perfect. It does have some stuff that I don't like. Like you see her bent over a little bit because it's hard to get her to stand up even on the flattest of surfaces. So let's show her face. Face is kind of nightmare fuel. It's the Bumblebee movie. I thought her other ear broke off, but she only has one antenna. I guess she's like, her communication thing pops up and that's how she communicates. I don't know, but you can see how her feet are, and they're kind of, and you see what I mean. If you don't have it correct, it's hard to, and due to the way the tires are, it's just hard to get in a position that helps her stand. Hey, you saw 360. You see, she stores her weapons. She can store them on the back on this thing that's on the other side because the weapon is here. She has two guns, and we'll get into accessories. So let's take this off because they're the only accessories she has besides the directions and things. So first, her guns, they're identical. Two guns, identical, just like this. And nothing to write home about, but it's all right. Directions helped. There were a couple places that I wasn't sure what they were talking about, and I will point those out when I transform it. And you got the box. Box is small, and that's one of the things. She's a lot smaller than I thought she would be, but as with the rest of them, they're small. So let's get her in some type of standing position, and then we can compare some more figures from that line. So here's Brawn and Wheeljack, which is the only, no, I got Ratchet too, from the Bumblebee movie, and Soundwave. Soundwave is like towering over everybody, which I'm not sure. Soundwave is bigger than these bots, but not this much. Like, but again, it's their own little take. So you see how small she is, but I thought actually when I took it out the box, it's a lot smaller as far as bulkiness too. Since it's a fembot, so they give it a kind of a kind of smaller looking, a womanly type of shape, I guess it is. If you were, I mean, I guess if that's the thing. But again, let's go through articulation now. This is actually pretty well articulated. You got the head that goes up about that much, goes down about that much, and spins around like that. Arms go up like this. I don't like her hands because it looks like she's about to crane kick somebody. Like she could be like, whoa, and that's what it looks like she's always doing, because the way her hands are, they don't go out straight. They just stay like this, like curved kind of. So it makes it weird when she holds a gun. That's a gripe. But you see how far it gets up on the shoulder. You can go all the way around. You do got to get around this little backpack. These backpack pieces do move. They can be like this, I guess, if you want her to have a rocket pack or something, or they can fold in to be more let me not push this up. They can fold in to be more compact. Now, it looks like she does have double jointed elbows, but they go the other way. and actually these elbows don't go either way like this. I thought it went the other way, but it looks like it's double jointed this way, but it's not. It's just single jointed right there, and you get 90. You got a bicep swivel at the normal spot, the bicep. Got the waist swivel, legs, everything's friction, of course. She does the splits and she does the hurdles. Knees look like they're double jointed. Again, they're not, so you get 90 degrees. These things move too. I'm not sure why. It does say in the directions part of the transformation you're supposed to pull this out, and I'll show when I get there. But I saw no reason to do it, and I don't know what it's for. Maybe I mistransformed. You guys can let me know in the comments if you know. And you see the back. Of course, she has a backpack as usual. It's not nothing unusual about that. Yeah, let's get her transformed now that we went through articulation. First was this. This was kind of tricky because I wasn't sure what they were talking about. So when you transform this, you want to move this like this and then pull this out. When you're going back, it's a certain groove, this groove right here, that has to be in a certain spot like this in order to get the leg right. But you pull this out like that, then you can move this like this. And when you move it like this, it's a tab that goes into this little tab space, and then you move it back, and then you can move this back, and then the foot will end up on the back of the leg. So again, over here, you want to ankle rock. Did I show the ankle rockers? I think I did. Maybe. No, I don't know if I did the feet. I might have jumped right into it. But the feet go up and down a tiny bit, but not really. And you got an ankle rocker about that far, so it's a big ankle rocker. Right, pull this down like this. Again, when you have the feet front, you see the tab is in this tab space. When you move it like this and you're moving this around, you want that tab to get in the front tab space, and then you push it up into there, then move it back, and there you go, like that. You can put these together if you want. You don't have to. They just go together. They don't go together great, but you can get them together. If you do put them together, they're gonna come apart again. Like I said, they're not the greatest piece. I don't know, maybe that's why they do tell you to pull these things out. So I don't know, maybe that's why you got to pull them out a little bit so these go together better. Let me test it. Maybe that's what I've been doing wrong. I don't know. They went together a little bit better. Maybe that is right. So anyway, then I'll turn this around. It tells you a lot later, but why not do it now? Then you want to pull this. This piece is tabbed in there. You can get it tabbed in tight. I didn't really show that, but it was coming out when I was manipulating it. But if you tab it tight, it doesn't come out. As you see, it's not coming out now. You gotta really like pull it to come out. So then you pull this up, and it's like on a series of hinges right here. You pull this all out. Now you unfurl all this stuff. Move this out. Move this around like this. Eventually it's going to wrap around. Then you can move the bottom around, pull this up, and put the head in. You got to kind of push it through there, and then put the head in here like that, and close this back down. Then you move this down to here, and then you move all of this up here. There's two tabs, tab here, go tab there, tab there, tab there, tab there, tab there, tab there. These tabs don't go in great, but it stays. These tabs going pretty well. You can see, well, maybe it went in not too bad this time. So then you push this up and tab it in right there. Tab that in. Then these arms are just like weird. You just move them. Well, first you flip this down, these hands that are already looking weird. Flip them down, and then you put them in the center like this. Flip that down. Make the elbow and put them in the center. Now you flip these down, and this tab will go into this hole right here. And then up here, there's a tab that goes into the side of the leg. And all that is pretty tight once you get it where it's supposed to go. You get this where it's supposed to go. It kind of holds everything together. Again, over here, the same thing. Close this down. Tab it. It's easier to try to get this in here first to see where it's supposed to go, and then push this in there, and then push it all tight, and the hands just sit in the back like that. And then you can push these up, I guess. Again, I don't know what the purpose is of doing that, but maybe it's to get the legs close enough to put them together, and then once you get all this stuff together, it stays close enough. I don't know. But anyway, here we are. And here's the vehicle mode. And surprisingly, it rolls pretty well. There's wheels right here. And then this wheel, the inner part rolls. So the outer part just stays the same. Kind of reminds me of Tron. Pretty nice, pretty nice. Then you have the weapons. You can put the weapons here. I kind of like them here on that tab. But in the book, they got the weapons here. And I don't know, I kind of like that too, because it's kind of like a tailpipe, like two tailpipes. So then you have it like that, and you have storage for the weapon. And it's pretty cool. I think it's a nice vehicle. It's folded up like Arcee always is, just you know. But I think they may have pulled this off better than Arcee normally is pulled off. I mean, Arcee is always a shell former, and this isn't really a shell former, but it is. If you understand that. I know it looks like a bent over robot. I mean, that's what she was basically. Like it looked like that. Basically, she was stuffed into the car. But yeah, I like this. I'm a sucker for motorcycles. I think I said that in the past review, probably. I'm always a sucker for motorcycles. If there's a transformer that turns into a motorcycle of any kind, I know this is like kind of half hybrid car motorcycle type thing, like a slingshot or something. But yeah, I'm always a sucker for it. So yeah, you got the windows up here. It looks nice. Looks like there's seats in there, kind of. Can't see the face underneath. Not really too bad underneath. It does look a little unfinished back here, like with these shoulder joints showing, and their ball joints at that. So I mean, that's kind of unfortunate. I wish they would have did something better to cover those, because this actually doesn't look too unfinished. It looks like maybe a cockpit back here, maybe somebody sit back here and somebody sit up here, and these two, because who knows how big this is. I don't know if somebody would ride it or if somebody sits inside. Symbol. These guns also hide the hands. That's why I like it back there like that too. But you can do it either way. All right, so let's go back to robot mode. And robot mode is quite simple, of course. Just go backwards. Take this out of here. Take this out of here. That's what I would like to happen. Then I move this like this, because you know it's going like that. With these hands out. With these up. Flip this around. Get these legs together. Move that like that. Pull this out and then move it in. And this is what I was talking about. You move it into that groove, but at the same time, this little groove right here has to be lined up with this in order for it to go right. And it kind of, you see it fits right into that cutout. I think that's smart because of the way they had the legs. So that's a smart idea. Again, pull that out like that. Move this around. Move this in here and get the spacing right. There we go. You got the legs. Now all this stuff, move this out. I like to pull this. I'll pull the head out first. Pull the head out like that. And then move this out on that armature like this. And it goes up and it'll click. You see this move this head down. Now get these armatures together. Move this in here and then try to move this down. It's pretty tight. There we go. So now you can move this up and have this go into there so you can keep it and push it tight. Then you fold this up here, just goes up. And you can fold this on her back. And there you go. And see, that's what I mean when I was saying it comes off. If you have it in tight, it doesn't come off, but it will. And holding her guns again is weird. But you can get it to look straight, but it just looks weird, her hands. That's probably my biggest complaint. Let me see if I can get her to stand. There she go. All right, so thanks for watching. This has been Arcee Bumblebee movie studio series. So thank you for joining me, and I will get up with you in another one. Peace.
Ain't no, life ain't no, life ain't no, life ain't no. As long as you alive, you can give another try and take it real high if you want it.